Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Murdoch DeFi YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Leonidas Finance. This is a auto staking protocol. However, they also have this like liquidity node feature where you could block your LP forever, like kind of as a node, and be able to ROI in a lot quicker amount of time. So it's very, very interesting. They have their auto compounding as well, where you can earn, almost, I would say almost 400. Oh yeah, it says here 383,000% fixed APY. So they have a lot of things that they have going on within the protocol that are definitely very different from what's currently out there. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Leonidas Finance today. So what we're going to do is we're going to review the website here and talk a little bit about what this liquidity node stuff is, look over their documentation here, and go from there. But guys, before we jump into today's video, if you could please subscribe to the YouTube channel here. If you are new, definitely consider also hitting the notification bell after you subscribe if you want to continue to see this content as it pertains to crypto and DeFi. As we all know that really everything in crypto and DeFi is all time sensitive. So the sooner that you can be notified when I publish a new video, the better in terms of opportunities that you might be able to take advantage of, right? That being said, guys, first link in the description to the premium Discord server. I'm not going to go too much into what benefits are in the premium Discord, but you can click that first link in the description and be able to check out that list of benefits that you could potentially take advantage of when signing up for the premium Discord. Now, let's go ahead and jump into Leonidas Finance, right? So they have this liquidity node, auto compounding protocol. So they have their smart coin double double. So they have these liquidity nodes, and essentially you can lock your liquidity pool forever as a node to ROI in just 7 to 15 days. So this sounds very similar to Cubo nodes. If you've watched any of my videos or heard about that project where they have you provide liquidity to essentially purchase one of those nodes, it seems like this will be a little bit similar, but we will get into depth on exactly what these liquidity nodes is. They have the XLEO yielding rebase APY plus buyback APR. They have their profit generation, a part of the trading fees plus treasury profit generation distributed to the protocol participants by staking your XLEO token. So this is almost like liquid staking. Again, if you're not familiar with what that is, we will go into that once we get to the documentation. They have their, of course, their auto compounding at that fixed APY of 383,025.80%. They are KYC'd with Assure DeFi, which is good to see. Lots and lots of information here on the website. So let's go through it. So about Leonidas provides a decentralized finance asset which rewards users with a sustainable fixed compound interest model. On top of that, users can earn by locking liquidity into the liquidity node to earn high return on investment. There's also a profit generation system to bring income to XLEO holders. Here you can see the contract there. Here's the ROI on yearly for one of these nodes, and then their fixed staking APY as well for the auto compounding, auto staking side of the protocol, right? So how it works. So they have their Leo token. This is the native token in which the interest from like the rebase rewards are paid. Every token holder automatically receives a 0.02% interest every 15 minutes just for holding on to that Leo token in their wallets. They have their liquidity nodes, again, where users can earn more of those Leo tokens with really high return on investment by providing liquidity and locking forever. Again, if you're not familiar with what a node is, essentially you're going to be purchasing one of these nodes. When you do so, those funds are locked away forever, and then you're only earning interest on that initial principal amount that you had put in, or however many nodes you purchased, right? So locked forever, thus bootstrapping more liquidity for the protocol. So that's how that works into play with the overall protocol. So they have their income generation pool, or their IGP. This pool accumulates the trading fees in AVAX to distribute back to loyal holders of the Leo token. They have their treasury, much like all these other ASPs that are out there. So income generation also comes from treasury investments, which will also be redistributed on top of IGP generation. Again, this income generation pool, right? And of course, much like all these other auto staking, auto compounding protocols, they have their fire pit as well. So 2.5% of all Leo traded are burnt into the fire pit. The more that is traded, the more that gets put into the fire, causing the fire pit to grow in size, reducing the circulating supply and keeping the overall Leo protocol stable, right? So here is some of their tokenomics here. 14% on buys, 16% on sales. That is pretty middle of the road, I would say, in terms of what we typically see for buy and sell tax on these types of tokens, and how that is broken up. So on the buy side, you're looking at 5% of order fees are stored in the IGP, which is this income generation pool. 6.5% goes straight to the treasury, and then 2.5% goes to the fire pit. On the sell side, you're looking at 16% sell tax. And again, of course, you're going to have to adjust your slippage to account for these types of things. However, you can just go to BogSwap and they will automatically do this for you, which is incredibly useful if you're looking to get in and out of situations in a timely fashion. That's what I use. So Leo, 5% goes to the IGP on the sell side, 8.5% goes to the treasury, and then 2.5% goes to the fire pit on the sell side as well. Token distribution. So they had 30,000 tokens for whitelist pre-sale at 10 tokens for 1 AVAX. And the tokens that were not sold did get burnt. Some more information around the pre-sale and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and jump into the actual documentation, because really what I wanted to get to is the kind of nitty gritty of the liquidity node stuff and the rest of the stuff that they're offering that kind of separates them from the pack, right? So jumping into what is a liquidity node. So it says Leonidas Finance can proudly claim that they are the first to create the concept of liquidity node. So what is it? So by preventing our users from removing the Leo and AVAX liquidity pool token, liquidity pool, after creating one, we have created and utilized our liquid staking model into a liquidity node model. By staking this non-removable liquidity pool, you can earn up to 100% daily APR while having the ability to print your income forever, right? So this is pretty cool. So some benefits to owning one of these liquidity nodes: you have more liquidity or more trading liquidity, you have higher APR, extra price stability as well. So in sum, we have created an even more stable version of nodes, since the buying power to get more liquidity / nodes will now be providing more non-removable liquidity for Leo, right? So this obviously this helps to increase the overall liquidity, or actually, makes it so that nobody can go in and remove that liquidity, since to own one of these nodes, you have to lock your liquidity pool tokens up, right? So this is good for the overall sustainability of the protocol. It says we have since updated the UI to incorporate these features. Give a warning that your liquidity is locked forever. Auto lock your liquidity pool for 90 days so you get that max APR. And here's what that looks like in terms of the dashboard, right? So they have their double APR boost. So the liquidity node final integration, bringing a 2.0 version of Smart Coins dynamic APR based on total value locked. As a new investor who wants to participate in our passive income feature liquidity node, you must be wondering if the ROI will stay high as more people deposit into the pool. Indeed, the more participants, the more diluted the rewards are, and therefore a smaller share or smaller APR among participants is kind of spread out, right? To solve this problem, we are bringing back Smart Coins double dynamic, APR, which doubles every time the TVL doubles to our system to bootstrap more participation and liquidity for the protocol. Some of the double mechanics here. So the team will boost the APR by 50% or 1.5x every time the TVL doubles to a new milestone, with the first milestone at $250,000 total value locked. At the time of this article, we are currently at 210K TVL with a daily ROI of 16.26%. This boost will incentivize people to buy the LEO token and participate in our liquidity node, and will sustain the rate of participation as more people deposit. The quicker we reach the boost to increase the earning rate, thereby solving the TVL dilution problem. Now, I really like what they're doing with all this stuff. However, I wonder, for people that come in here and let's say that one of their first DeFi protocols was Titano, right? It's very easy to navigate those waters. It's very easy to go buy. Well, I mean, I would say it's very easy for people that are trading tokens on a daily basis. However, for somebody that might not be doing like those types of things yet, right? If we talk about just like your everyday retail investor that is still using Coinbase to buy crypto, or whatever centralized exchange, it's a big step for people to then take those funds off of the centralized exchange, send them to their MetaMask, and be able to jump into certain DeFi protocols, right? Let's just take Titano for instance, since we're talking about kind of a similar project in a couple ways. Not a complete copy or a fork, but it's an auto staking, auto compounding protocol at its core. They just have this extra added feature. But when we talk about those retail investors that came from centralized exchanges and jumped into Titano, like all you have to do is hold the token in your wallet, right? It's very easy. You don't really even have to mess around with a dashboard like you could if you wanted to, but really all you have to worry about is that token is in your wallet, and if the price is going up or staying relatively the same of the Titano token, then you're going to continue to make money based on these rebases, right? So that becomes very the basically what I'm saying is like the barrier to entry coming into these ASPs is a lot lower than a lot of other DeFi protocols, right? And I think that that's one of their main selling factors. However, when we talk about adding more complexity into these types of projects, I wonder if that is a limiting factor for some investors that might not understand how all this stuff works, right? Because even if like for me, and I'm sure a lot of you, we can go and be able to navigate through this. We can provide liquidity, we can do all this stuff, right? But for the everyday retail investor, it might be a challenge to come in here and worry about, okay, well, I need to provide liquidity, or I need to purchase this liquidity node. But I don't even know what liquidity pool or providing liquidity is, and all these things, right? So, I mean, maybe I'm not on the mark there, but I feel like that might be creating a higher barrier to entry, and going away from the biggest selling point for a lot of these auto staking, auto compounding protocols. Let me know what you guys think about that, in particular, down in the comment section of today's video. Do you think that this is an issue that they're going to have to overcome, or do you think that over time, those types of retail investors or retail traders are going to be able to learn this stuff anyways and be able to understand what's going on? Or do you feel like they've documented that well enough in the documentation section of their docs, to be able to account for that and get people over those hurdles that they might come into? Would be curious to know your guys' opinion. But let's carry on. So they have, let's look at their roadmap here. So they are KYC'd with Sure. We see that here. Multiple AMAs, pre-launch marketing campaign, whitelist pre-sale, public pre-sale, post-launch So this is where we're at since this is already launched. Liquidity locked by Pink Sale, YouTube marketing campaign, social media marketing campaign, CoinGecko listing, CMC listing, Coin Trackers listing, DAP Radar, XLEO introduction. You could stake your XLEO to earn AVAX. And I believe that is already live now. Yep. So you can be able to stake your XLEO to earn additional rewards, right? You can be able to check your AVAX income here. So lots and lots of cool stuff going on. I mean, for me, for somebody that is really consumed by the world of DeFi, like I really love all this stuff that they're doing. I just am concerned that people that aren't like heavy into DeFi, like they might not understand a lot of these mechanics that are going on here, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I just think that from an outsider looking in, that's definitely something they need to be paying attention to make sure that everybody is like all of their investors know what they're doing, and they could be proactive and be able to like help bring people up to speed. So I'd be curious to see what their plans for that is, or if that's even something that they're thinking of. But for me, it's definitely something I think about, right? And I think that that's why things like baked beans and Wizardly are so successful, right? Is because literally there's only three options, right? You deposit, you claim, or you compound. You know what I mean? So that being said, continuing on through their roadmap here, so expanding their dev team, expanding their marketing team, UI enhancements, all that cool stuff. They're going to be launching some merchandise, integrating a DAO, and then an NFT collection to be able to stake and boost your APR, which is cool. I know that a lot of these auto staking, auto compounding protocols are talking about that kind of stuff right now, and would be curious to see, you know, how they choose to roll that out and how they'll be able to get everybody on board with like those types of things that they're doing. So really, I think that that is going to cover everything that I wanted to talk about as it pertains to Leonidas Finance. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section of today's video, and we will catch you on the next one.